Good morning, all. Today we'll be discussing an important concept that is called foreign keys. You might have already aware of this word. Whoever learned some SQL or whoever learned some database concepts. So, foreign key is to establish the or define the relationship between two database tables. Okay, two. Okay, it defines the relationship between two database tables. Okay, what is the use of foreign key? This is for data consistency. Okay, this is for data consistency, so that it won't allow any invalid values. It won't allow any invalid values in the transactions. Okay, so I'll tell you a simple scenario. When you are doing any bank transaction, right, to identify the customer ID, they should not be able to enter any random value, right? That customer ID should be a valid customer ID which is there in the system. So how can you make sure that when you are designing a database tables, if that customer ID is in master data table, customer ID master data table, what does that mean? That is a valid value. Okay, if it is not there in the master data table, that means that is not a valid value, right? So in that way we can validate the values using foreign key relationship. Here we use a important table called check table. Okay, check table. What is a check table? It's a very important interview question. It is used to assign the foreign key relation. It contains primary key fields. Okay, it contains primary key fields to refer the fields in the transactional table. For example, if you take employee ID as example in your current employee tables, employee ID is, if you take employee ID as example, so is it available in both employee master data and salary data or not? It's available in both tables, right? Both employee master data and employee salary data.
Yes.
Now, when you are creating employee salary records, right, to maintain consistent data, valid data, what I need to make sure, the employee ID, whatever I am trying to insert in employee salary data, that should be already available in employee master data. How can I make sure? To make sure that we need to assign a foreign key relationship. Now, what should be the check table? What is the check table here? Employee salary data or employee master data?
Employee mostly.
Master data is the check table. Always master data is the check table. Okay. What do we call that other table? Transactional data table?
Foreign key
Foreign
table.
key table. Okay. Foreign key table. Okay. In master data check table, the field, whatever the field we are trying to use to define the foreign key relationship should be a primary key. Okay. Field should be a primary key. Okay. What about foreign key table? It can be a primary key or a non-primary key. In the foreign key table, that is a transactional records table, right? The field can be a primary key or non-primary key. Okay, primary key or non-primary key. Okay, in employee salary table, employee ID can be a primary key or non-primary key. It will work. Okay, but in the check table, employee ID should be a primary key. Is everyone clear? To establish the foreign key relationship. And there are specific rules to establish the foreign key relationship. Data element name should be same. Okay. Data element name should be same to establish the foreign key relationship. Okay.
In both tables, right?
Yes. The data element name, whatever we are using in table 1 and table 2, that is check table and foreign key table should be same. For example, ZDemo employee ID. That's why we use data elements concept. Without data elements, can we assign foreign key?
Yes. Sir, can
No.
field names be different?
Field names can be different. Yes, field names can be
Okay.
different, but data element should be same. Okay.
Okay.
By assigning foreign key, it will also provide F4 options, possible values for that field. Okay. F4 options are possible values for that field. Okay. By assigning foreign key. Provides F4 for possible values. Okay. F4 for possible values. So by using foreign keys, so we can maintain consistent data, and it enforces the integrity, data integrity. Okay. So the data, whatever you enter, the data what you enter in the foreign key table should be available in check table. Okay. Once you assign the foreign key, it will always check it. Okay. This prevents the inconsistent data. Okay. This prevents the inconsistent data by using foreign key relationship. So we use check table, which is master table, and we use a foreign key table, which is a transactional table, or it can be another master table. Okay. So foreign key table doesn't mean that always it's a transactional table. It can be a another master table. For example, in employee master data, we maintain employee master data records. There is another table called employee department data. That is also a master table where we maintain employee and corresponding departments, right? That is also a master table, but we can assign foreign key relationship between both tables. Now, employee master data acts as a check table and employee department data acts as a foreign key table. Okay, is everyone clear?
Yes.
What are the rules to assign a foreign key relationship? Data element name should be same. Okay, so that's why we use data elements concept. Without data element, we cannot assign which one?
Foreign key.
Foreign keys. Okay, what is the other rule?
Primary key.
Field in the check table should be a
Right. Primary key.
primary key. The field, whatever the field available in check table should be a primary key. That is the rule to create the foreign key relationship. Okay. Now, let me show you a simple example here. Let's take two tables. One is employee master data table. Another one is employee salary data table. Okay, employee master table and employee salary table. We'll take another table called. I'll create another table for employee department data.
Depart.
Okay, I think we don't need the third column. I'll just remove it. Okay, leave the third column. Okay, now to assign a foreign key relationship, what should be the rule? And what are the foreign key tables and what are the check tables here?
Employee master table is
First one
the
table, check table.
Hmm. Employee master data is the
Check
check
table.
table.
Salary one is the foreign key table.
We need one more check table. Can you tell me what is it?
employee department can also.
Department. Department name. We need one more check table. What is this check table for?
Employee department.
To assign foreign key for the department column,
Department.
right? To assign foreign key for the department column so that we can enter only valid departments, right?
Yes.
So here employee ID is a primary key. Here also it is primary key and that is optional in the foreign key table, right? Field can be a primary key or non-primary key. You can also assign a check table for non-primary key fields. Okay, is everyone clear?
Yes.
Now we assign foreign key relationship between different tables. Here and we assign employee ID foreign key to department table, right? And department foreign key to department master data table. If there is another table with city master data, we can assign foreign key relationship between that the city column and that city master table. You can do foreign key relationship. So one foreign key table might contain multiple foreign key relationships for different columns. Here, if you observe this employee department data table, how many foreign keys we have?
Two.
Two foreign keys, one for the employee ID, another for the department data. Similarly, we have multiple foreign key relationships in a single table, in a single foreign key table. Okay?
Okay.
We assign foreign key for the field level. That's why we call it as field level validation. Okay, we assign foreign keys in the field level. So in one foreign key table, there might be multiple foreign key relationship for each column. Okay, we don't assign foreign keys for the values like salary, amount, these kind of values we don't assign. But for the customer ID, material ID, employee ID, department, right? Storage location, warehouse. For these kind of columns, we assign foreign key relationships with the corresponding check table. Each field should have a corresponding check table. For example, if you take material should have a corresponding check table. Warehouse should have a corresponding check table to assign the foreign key relationship. Is everyone clear?
Sir, check table can also contain foreign keys, right?
That is also possible. Yes. See, here if you see employee salary data, employee master data is the check table, right?
Yes.
For this check table, there might be another check table, right? For example, city, right? We are using city in the check table, right? Yes or no?
Yes.
There might be another table, another master data table for city master data, where it contains all the valid city names. Okay?
Okay.
It only contains valid city name. So here you can assign a foreign key relationship between city master data and
Employee master data.
employee master data. Now, which one is the foreign key table and which one is the check table?
City is the check
For
table.
city column, don't consider all the fields of the table. Consider only city column and which one is the check table and which one is the foreign key table.
City will become the check table.
City master data is the check table and employee master data is the
Foreign key.
foreign key
Foreign.
table, right? Okay. Similarly, there is a month field in the table that might have a corresponding check table. Okay. It's very important interview question and very important process we need to follow when you are creating the database tables. So moving forward, whenever you create the database tables, you have to create this relation as well. Okay. For example, we are creating employee data tables, right? Employee master data, employee attendance data, employee salary data on different tables. You need to assign foreign key relationships as well between all these tables. Okay.
Sir,
Is
is there
everyone
any limitation for assigning foreign keys? Like for primary key, we can assign 16 for a table.
no limitation for foreign keys. Okay, so you can assign multiple foreign keys as long as there is a corresponding check table available. Okay, as I said, we do not assign foreign keys for the values, right? We cannot maintain master data for values, right?
Yes.
You can assign foreign keys for the attributes like IDs, right? Country. I'll show you in the system. Can you tell me one master data table, sorry, any table, what you know in SAP, standard table,
EKQ.
EKKO? Okay. What is EKKO? Purchase document header. It is purchase orders table. Okay. It is purchase orders table where whenever there is a purchase order created, right, the data will be stored in this table. Okay. Now observe the columns. What are the different columns available?
Client number, document, purchase
Client in
document.
anyway, client number is system field. So EBLN, purchase document number, that is the primary key here, right? Observe the rest of the fields. Bookers, this is not a field, ignore it. I'll explain. Dot includes later. It's not a column. Okay, table column. Okay, bookers means company code, right? Company ID, purchase document category, purchase document type. There are different columns available, right? Now, how when you are creating a purchase order data, how can you make sure? How can you make sure you are going to enter valid company code? So we need to do that by assigning a foreign key relationship. How can you know that foreign key relationship already available for this company code or not? Place the cursor on this column, company code column. Can you see this symbol?
Yes, sir.
Click on this. Display foreign key. Is there a foreign key relationship available or not?
Yes,
Yes.
sir. T
There
double
is a
zero.
foreign key relationship already assigned. What is the check table?
T double zero one.
T001. What is this T001? Double click on this table or open separately in S11. Double click. Company codes. What is this table?
Company
Company
code.
codes master data table. Here, all the valid company codes will be maintained. Okay. What is the primary key here? Company code is the
Company
primary
code.
key. Company code is the primary key. Bookers is the data element name. Okay. Now go back to our table. Is it a primary key here?
No.
It's not a primary key in our foreign key table. This is called EKKO is the foreign key table for company code. T001 is the check table for company code. Okay. And data element is also same. Observe the next field. What is this? Purchase document category. To check is there any foreign key available, place the cursor on that column and click on this foreign key. For this, no foreign key is defined. Observe the next column BSART. What is this BSART? Purchase document type. Observe the foreign keys. Yes, there is a foreign key relationship created for this column. So what is our check table?
T161.
T161. Double click on this. What is the BSART, right? Is it a primary key or not in this table?
Prime.
So it is a primary key. Here in the foreign key table, it is a non-primary key. Okay. Here we assign the check table and corresponding foreign key table. Okay. To assign the foreign key relationship. Similarly, you can observe foreign keys for different fields. For example, take listener. Listener nothing but vendor, right? Vendor of the purchase order. Check the foreign key. So what is the foreign key here? LFA1. What is LFA1? LFA1 is the supplier or vendor master data table. Okay. KNA1 is the check table for customer. Okay, is everyone clear?
Yes.
Let's go to our tables. This is how standard table foreign key relationships are maintained. Let's go to our tables. ZDemo, employee, it's a master data table. What is the primary key here? Employee ID is the primary key. Now, what is the other table we created? ZDemo employee salary data. What is the primary key here? Employee ID and salary date. Right? Now, what is the column that we need to assign foreign key?
Employee ID.
Employee ID is the common field, right? So, assign foreign key for employee ID. First, change the table.
Sir, it is
Select
field
the
level
column.
validation, right?
Sorry?
It is field level validation, right?
Yes, field level validation. Yes. So, select the column and click on the foreign key to create a new foreign key relationship. Okay? To create a new foreign key relationship. Is it showing anything initially?
No.
No, right? When the data element name is same in both tables, right? If you know the check table, you can enter here, directly enter here in the check table name. Otherwise, you have an option called create proposal. What is this create proposal option?
Yeah,
It will
find the foreign
automatically
key.
propose a check table when there is a common data element. I think we need to enter the check table name for ZDemo employee. Enter the table name and click on create proposal. It will identify the common data elements and create the proposal. Okay, create proposal. It is automatically assigned the foreign key relationship. The check table name, column name equal to foreign key table name, column name. Okay, you can create the proposal to automatically assign the foreign key. Okay,
Sir, here it's validated with
sorry.
field name, right?
Field name, sorry, what is it? If you want to manually assign, you can also assign without proposal, right? You can also manually assign the field names here and click on copy. Click on copy. Now the foreign key relationship is assigned. Activate the table. Activate the foreign key table. Now check. Place the cursor on the column. Check the foreign key relationship. So you can see the existing foreign key relationship for this. To delete, change the table, go to the foreign key and delete the foreign key relationship. It will delete the foreign key relationship. Okay. This is how you assign foreign key relationship. Okay. Between any table. So the table where we are assigning the foreign key relationship becomes a foreign key table, and the master data table what we are using in the foreign key relationships we called as check table. Okay, is everyone clear?
Yes, sir.
Sir, can you show us with the different field name?
Different field name in the sense we have to create one more table or we need to add more columns in the table. For example, let me add what column we can as yeah, we have city, right? We have city in the employee master data, right? Let's try to assign foreign key to that. We have city, right? Even we
Yes.
are using standard data element for this. Let's try to assign, let's try to find foreign key check table for this. We can check that in the standard tables from, I think we have taken this from KNA1 table. This one, let me check, is there any existing foreign key available? Looks like no foreign key available for city column. There is no master data available for city column. We'll add country. Okay, country ID. Is there any foreign key available this for this? Yeah, T005 is the check table for country. Let's add country as well in our master data table. What is the data element? You can create your own data element or use the existing standard data element. Assign the data element land1 underscore GP and activate the table. I have added one more new column to our database table. Is it asking for activate and adjust?
No.
Why? Because we did not add the primary key column and we did not do any changes to the data element and length. Okay, and activate the table. Table is active now. Is there any foreign key relationship available for this country field
No.
in our JDemo employee table?
Not it.
No foreign key relationship available. Let's try to assign the foreign key relationship. Now, what is the check table for country? If you observe
TW.
this,
3005.
if you observe this,
Yes.
I'm placing the cursor and clicking on foreign key. I did not even enter into the foreign key screen. It is proposing T005 as a check table.
Okay.
Why it is doing so? Because there is a concept called value table. Value tables we assign in the domain level. Value tables we assign in the domain level for possible values. For possible values. For example, take this country domain, go to land one, go to value ranges. What can you see here?
Value table.
Master data table is added as a value table.
Value table.
Value table we add in the domain level. Where we add value table?
Domain.
Value tables are for domain level validations. Value tables are for domain level validations. Also, it provides possible entries. Also, it provides possible entries. Okay. For example, if you need to maintain possible country values in the domain, if you use fixed values, every time you need to change the domain. Or if you use intervals, here also every time you need to change the domain and you need to move this change to test and production. Development activity required. But if you add value table, simply you can keep on adding the new records to this T005 value table. You do not need to change the domain. Okay, by adding value table. Okay, simply add new record. For example, there is a new country added to your organization. Add that country value in the table. You do not need to change the domain and add here. Okay, so value table is for Possible values. Value table is for possible values. It defines the domain level validation. It defines the domain level validations. Okay. And it is also for possible values. When you add value table in the domain, right? If you use the corresponding data element in the table, it will show F4 help with the possible values. Okay.
So
Again,
no
go
need
back to our
to
foreign key concept.
reactivate the domain again.
Sorry.
If you add any value to the value table, no need to
No need
reactivate the
to
domain.
change the domain. Just go to the table, just go to the value table and add the new records. Once you assign the value table. Okay?
Okay, in the domain level, we don't need to reactivate it again.
No, you don't need. You don't need to touch the domain again. Just first add this master table as value table and leave it. So if you need any new records, add new records to this T005 table.
Okay.
It will automatically reflect in all the table fields wherever we are using this domain. Okay?
Okay.
So this is for domain level validation. This is for domain level validation. So why it is automatically showing the proposal? Because we have already added value table in the domain level. That is why it is automatically showing foreign key proposal table. Otherwise, we need to go to the foreign key screen and we need to enter the foreign key table name. Since the value table is already added in the domain level, it is showing the proposal that, hey, there is already a value table available. Do you want to add same table as a check table? Okay. Is everyone clear?
Yes.
In T01, in T005, the field name is not country. The field name
Yes.
is land one, right? Here we are using the column name as country, but the data element is same in both tables, right?
Okay.
To assign the foreign key, since the value table is already assigned, it is showing the proposal. Hey, do you want to use the value table as a check table? Okay. What is that? What is the use of value table? Value table is for domain level validation. It is also a master table. It is for domain level validation. It will show the possible values in the F4 help. Okay. It is for domain level validation. It's a very, very, very important interview question. Check table and value table. They used to ask in the most of the interviews. So check table, which level of validation? Field level validation by assigning the foreign key relationship. We assign foreign keys in the field level, right? So check
Yes.
table is for field level validation. And what about the value table?
Domain
Value
level.
table is for domain level validation. We assign value tables in the domain. Domain value tables also shows possible values in the F4 help. Okay, one is for field level validation, and another one is for domain level validation. When there is a existing value table, it will automatically show the check table. Click on yes to use the same as check table. Click on copy. It is assigned. Okay, clear? Now, how to assign a value table? Go to the field corresponding domain. For example, if you need to assign value table for employee ID, double click. What is the domain name for employee ID? ZDemo employee ID. Click on change value table. Here you need to enter the value table name. So what is the required to enter this master table as a value table?
Table should exist.
Yes, activate it. Go back. Now you have added value table for this data element, not the field, right? You're not assigning value tables to the field. Where you are assigning the value table? In the
Domain.
domain level. Okay. So wherever you use this data element, right? Whatever the properties you applied in the domain level, that will be applicable automatically. Okay. Now let me delete the foreign key and create again. Oh, sorry, not here. Let's go to the employee salary data table. I'm deleting the foreign key. Delete. Activate the table. And now try to assign the foreign key again because we have already added the value table, right? Yes or no?
Yes.
Now click on this. What it is doing? It is automatically proposing master table for this because there is an existing value table. Just click on copy and activate the database table. Okay. So once you assign the value table, wherever you use this data element in any table, right? Whatever the fields available in this employee master table, those will be displayed as a F4 help. Okay, clear? And that is for domain level validations. So it will allow only the values available in the domain level. Okay, is everyone clear?
Yes.
That is about check table and value table and foreign key relationships. This is very important.
Sir, if we not mention that table in value table, it is by default it is generated.
No, it won't. It won't generate any value, any value table or any fixed values or intervals. You have to define it. By default, it won't. In the standard tables, the value table is there because they have already assigned it. Whenever so when they are doing the standard applications, right? They assigned it manually. Okay, they are not automatic. We have to assign them. Okay,
Yes.
is everyone clear?
Yes.
And I'll quickly show you one important concept that is called table maintenance generator. Table maintenance generator. So what is the use of table maintenance generator screen? So table maintenance generator screen is used to create maintenance screen. How we are creating the records in the database table? We are using utilities, table contents,
Table
create
content.
entries, right?
Create.
Right? But usually in production environment, right, in the live system, we do not have access to SC11. What is SC11 and SC38? These are all development transaction codes to develop to create any objects. These are all development transaction codes. But in production, we do not have development access, right? No one will do development in production. Development we do only in development systems. Okay, is everyone clear? So that is why we cannot access SC11 in production environment, so that we cannot create any new records, right? So what we need to maintain the records in development environment, we need a screen where we need to enter data and save to insert the records. For that reason, we create a table maintenance generator. In short, we call it as TMG. TMG. Okay, TMG or table maintenance generator screen. To create table maintenance generator screen, if you do, what is the navigation? Change the table. Usually we create table maintenance generators for the master tables and configuration tables. We do not create for transactional data tables because transactional data should come from programs by doing a lot of validations. Okay, but configurations we do manually sometimes. Okay, system configurations. That's why we create table maintenance generator screens for configuration tables and master tables. Okay, now go to utilities, table maintenance generator. Here you need to provide authorization group. Authorization group controls the access of the table maintenance generator screen. Whoever needs access to this table maintenance generator screen, that will be controlled by using authorization group, because we should not provide access to all tables for everyone, right? So there is a controlled access. Whoever required the access, only they should be able to access the screen to maintain the new records, that we control using authorization group. Okay, there are different types of authorization group. For now, select, do not select any authorization group. Otherwise we have I think NC. So this is the authorization group available, which is called no authorization, no authorization required. Okay. So we have another important thing called function group. For now, ignore the complete details of the function group. For now, just use table name as function group. So it will automatically generate the screens and code inside the function group. I'll explain in detail later when we are working on the function modules. Press enter. Yeah, and this is without authorization. Okay, NC. Okay, it is without authorization, and there are other lot of other authorization groups. For now, select NC. Okay, provide table name as a function group. Okay, and we have one important option here. You need one step screen or two step screen. If you select one step screen, it will display only one overview screen and where you can enter or change or insert new records. First, let's select one step screen. Here we have overview screen and single screen. If you select one step, right, it will only show overview screen. Okay, it will only show overview screen. If you select two step, it will select both overview screen and single screen. First, we'll see how overview screen will work. Select the screen number. Select the screen number. So screen number will start from 1 to 1000. You can select any screen number. You cannot use same screen number under same function group, right? You need to change the screen number. You can also use this option, find screen number option. It will automatically assign the function screen, screen number 1, right? And there is one important option here, standard recording routine and no user recording routine. If you select no user recording routine, right, the records whatever you created will be saved locally in the same development system. But if you want to take records, whatever the data records you create, if you want to take these records to test and production system, right, then what option you need to select? Standard recording routine. Then it will create a transport request so that data record values will be transported to development, to test and to production system if you select standard recording routine. If you select no or user recording routine, whatever the data record values created will be stored locally within the same system. Okay, I'm selecting no user recording routine and create the table maintenance screen. Select a package, save. This is for function group. It is also generating the function group automatically. You do not need to create the function group. It will automatically generate the function group. Now your table maintenance generator is ready. Now where you need to enter data into this table by using this maintenance screen, we have a special transaction code called
SM30.
SM30. SM30 is the transaction code to enter the data in table maintenance screens. Enter the table name, click on display or edit. It is displaying because there is no client field in this table. That's why it is showing this information. Click on continue. This is a table maintenance screen. So what columns we should be able to change? All the non-primary key fields you can change. These values can be changed because these are all non-primary key fields. We have added city newly, right? Okay. So you can assign city values. If you want to add more records, click on, oh sorry, it's not city, city, right? Country, right? We have added country. IN, IN, click on save. If you want to add new records, observe the screen. It's a overview screen. This is called overview screen. Click on new entries to add new records. 103. name of 103, some phone number, city, some email ID, date of join. Like that, keep on adding more records and click on save. So new records will be inserted into the table, right? One more record is inserted into the table. If you want to change the data, right? For example, change the email ID and save it, right? This is the overview screen. It displays only one overview screen. If you select two step, right? When you click on new entries, it will display a separate screen to enter the new records. So this is how you can use table maintenance generator screen. You can also copy the existing records to create more records. For example, select the records and click on copy. The records are copied. Just change the primary key values. Change the primary key values and click on save. Now the additional records are also saved, right? 4, 5, 6. You can also copy the existing records and create more records. Okay. This is how we can use table maintenance generator screen to maintain the data. You do not need to go to SC level. Okay. Next time, whenever create any master data tables, create table maintenance generator screen as well. Okay. Let's go back to our table database table level. Now let's assume we need to change the table maintenance generator. We'll make it as a two-step. For that, delete. I'm completely deleting it. Provide authorization group, provide function group, because function group is already deleted now. Create two-step and find the screen numbers. We are taking it for two-step, right? Screen number 1 is already used. That's why it is proposing 2 and 3. Okay, for two-step, we select, we need to provide both screens, overview screen and single screen, and create the maintenance. I'm creating from the beginning, deleting the existing one and creating from the beginning using two-step option. How? Two-step option will be displayed. Save it. Now go to SM30. Just reopen it again because we did some changes. SM30, change the maintenance screen. So this is overview screen where you can change the values. Click on new entries and observe the screen display. Is same like previous one? No, right? The screen display is different. This is single screen where you need to enter record and click on save to create the records. Okay. This is for two step. One in first step it will display overview screen, and when you click on new entries it will display single screen. Okay, that is the difference between single screen and overview screen. Is everyone clear?
Sir, if we add any new primary key to the table, so the existing
Very
data
important interview question. Very important interview question. Whenever you add any new columns to the table, or if you change any data type or length to the columns, primary key fields or non-primary keys, they are not going to automatically reflect in the table maintenance screen. They are not going to automatically reflect in table maintenance screen. What you need to do whenever you do changes to the database table structure, like if you change the column name, if you change the data type, if you change the length, if you add more columns, every time you need to regenerate the maintenance screen. It's a very important interview question. How to regenerate the maintenance screen? Change the table and go to table maintenance screen. Click on this symbol, pen symbol, change. Why you are changing the maintenance screen? Reason. New fields added in the structure. New fields added in the structure are removed any columns removed from the table so that I don't want to display those columns in the table, right? If you added more fields, select this. If you remove any fields from the table to regenerate it, select the next option. For example, select the new fields option, click on continue. Do you want to generate both screens? Yes, overview screen and single screen. What are the fields added? This is not primary key field or non-primary key field. Select depends on your requirement. If you added primary key field, select key field. If you added non-primary key field, click on normal field. Okay, click on continue. Yes, it will be regenerated, deleted and recreated. Yes, click on continue. So when you are regenerating the screen, there is one dependency when we use some custom logic inside the maintenance screens. That's called table maintenance events. I'll explain in the next session how to handle it. Okay. So I've regenerated the maintenance screen and save it. So this is how you need to regenerate the screen whenever there is a change in the table fields. Is everyone clear? Is everyone clear?
So in this case, will it allow to add primary key values for the existing data?
Yes, you can add primary key field. Only thing is you need to regenerate the maintenance screen.
Like
Okay.
already some previous data is existing,
Yeah.
right?
That you have to maintain that you have to maintain. So you have to delete the complete data and create again when you add new primary keys.
Okay.
There is no
Okay.
other choice. Okay.
Okay.
Because uh, as you said, it won't allow new values, right? For the existing data records. For the new records, we can create. For the existing records, it will be blank. Okay.
Okay.
You have to take backup of the data and create again. So the important interview questions from table maintenance generator screen, how to regenerate the screen. If you added any new fields or removed any fields from the database table, you have to regenerate the table maintenance screen. Okay. And the other important interview question is about data, how to transport the records from development to test record. Right? If you since we created no or user recording routine, it's not asking for any request whenever you do changes to the data. But if you select standard record routine, right? If you insert any new record or if you change the existing record, it will ask for a request because it will allow you to transport from development to test system. Okay. If you select standard recording routine option. Okay. But if you select no or user recording routine option, records will be stored within the same system, development system. You cannot transport. There is separate mechanism to transport the records. I'll show you in a different session. Okay. How to access the table maintenance generator screen using SM30. We can also create a separate transaction code, custom transaction code for table maintenance generator so that you don't need to go to SM30. You can directly execute the transaction code here in command prompt. When we are working on the transaction codes, right, I'll show you how to create transaction codes. Okay. So we'll stop here. We'll continue tomorrow.